The pine cone. By some is known as just a pine cone, but by others it is known as representation of what makes us humans godlike. What the pine cone represents is so powerful that you can find its symbolism in all ancient religions, from Buddhism, Christianity, all the way to Egyptian mythology, as well as within the Vatican. But why within the Vatican? And where within the Vatican, you may be asking? Well, here is your answer. And not only that, but this little device, I'm going to call it a device, is depicted in Sumerian mythology with those winged, bird-headed beings, where they hold one like this. And it is said that in Sumerian texts that humanity, the human genome, was genetically altered around 200,000 years ago, and that these beings, known as the Anunnaki, genetically modified us. And so, if this is what makes us godlike, godlets, and they were essentially the gods, Jesus, my finger, not being able, as in being able to live for thousands of years longer than us and essentially ruling over us as giant extraterrestrials as they were, then it makes sense that because they're depicted as holding it like this, they were able to create us, being as unique as we are, with the power and the understanding of the pineal gland, which this represents as being the pine cone, which also they could weaponize into leading us to where we are in current history, with how we are now a fear-based society when we were a love-based society. So in this day and age, we thrive in the lower 2 or 3 chakras, but with but we used to live with 12 DNA strands, and this is the key to it. This is the key to turning it on and turning it off, and that is why the Vatican has kept it secret, because they wanted us to worship some stuff that's outside of us rather than what's within us, and that's above us. As within, so without; as above, so below. And so they've always hidden it in plain sight, but they've also made us forget about it entirely until now. They knew that the power of religion and the true essence of religion is oneness from this being, from this entity in our brain, making us godlets, the pineal gland, which by covering it up, making us worship something outside of ourselves, and by hiding it in plain sight with their staffs of the Pope and the giant pine cone at the entrance to the Vatican. Well, I think it's at the entrance. I haven't actually been there myself, but when I do go there, I'll let you know. They've hidden it so that we forget about this, our true nature, where we're thinking, what could we possibly be missing? This is it. This is what's been hidden within ourselves. For the gods knew, consciousness knew the one place humanity would never look for answers, which is the only place where the truth could be found, is within us. And so after we've looked everywhere and we found nothing, we looked within ourselves, found everything, and then paradoxically, and as well as ironically, from looking within, we then saw everything that we had not found in a new light that made us find it, because we came that which we were looking for, which hence gave us what we were. And that is where we're going. That is where we're headed. This is the golden age of Aquarius, or at least the current one, as there was a previous one, but we had a fall in consciousness, as why this has been forgotten. However, that fall in consciousness will come in a later video. Hope you enjoy it, and if you do find a pine cone, do pick it up, because it may look like a rusty old piece of wood or whatever it is, bark or something, or a nut or whatever, or a cone, whatever, but it's far more magical than you would think. And just because you can't see the magic of it doesn't mean it's not there, because all energy is invisible. It cannot be sensed with our physical senses, and yet it is there. And ironically, it can only be sensed through our physical senses when this is open. When it's closed, it's like that, but when it's opened, it's like this.